Ladies and gentlemen, Mpo Wave, Dr. Machiniba is joining me in studio. Dr. Machiniba, Sylvia Sathekge, the Touchdown 326. Your name has 3 different ethnic groups in one. You're a true South African.
I am. I'm a true African.
Machiniba? Is it Chivenda?
A bit of Chivenda.
Okay.
A bit of Shona.
Right.
Yeah.
And Sylvia is Joburg, yes. And then Sathekge?
Sathekge is Sepedi.
Sepedi. Oh, okay. Did you say Umushabi? Wow, so same family group, the Bomalema. Oh my word! Oh, you know when you see Bashabi, you must clap.
Oh.
Yes, and you bow. They think I'm joking.
Oh no,
yes.
I'm learning.
This is how we greet you. Yeah.
I have put out my hand for the handshake.
You don't do that.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. And you must also give her some money. So whatever you have in your pocket, you must give her.
Okay, I will.
That's how you greet Bashabi.
All right. I'll run to the ATM.
Okay, cool. So, I'm joking. It is great to have you in studio. Thank you for last minute saying, no, what Touch, I want to do it telephonically. I'll honor you and be in studio with you. Thank you.
Thanks. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. So we are joined by SNG Grant Thornton, Chief Information Officer, joining us in the building. I'd like to find out the significance of this report. As you know, you work for one of the world's largest, in fact, the 7th largest by revenue and 6th largest by numbers of employee, professional service network of independent accounting and consulting members firms, right?
Yes.
And you provide services like tax and advisory services to private held businesses, public entities as well. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Right,
Is FCBC your client? We should be in your books.
Not yet. You should be in our books. Not yet.
We should be in your books.
Work on that.
That's yeah. I think we have to work on that. My guest today joining me, we're talking about the latest research indicator that still shows progress achieved for women in senior management roles. Are we heading the positive way? Where are we? We need to find out. This report is very important. I mean, coinciding with International Women's Day tomorrow, this comprehensive report focuses on monitoring, measuring the proportion of women occupying senior management roles in companies around the world. Are we heading the right way? Are we making progress with this conversation?
Yes, we are making progress, though not at a rate that we would like to see. Perhaps maybe before I get into the stats, just to detail what this report is all about. It's a women in business report and mainly focusing on mid-sized firm businesses. And by mid-sized firms, we mean organizations that are employing between 50 and 500 people. This definition is an international definition, and I know 500 people might not be mid-size in other worlds, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. The report was first launched in 1992. So we are celebrating 20 years of tracking and monitoring how we are doing in terms of making sure that we reach parity for having women in business. The stats are looking good, though, like I said, not at the level that we would like to have them. And looking at the trajectory of how we're going, if we were to follow the and not do something drastic, we will reach parity only in 2053.
Wow.
Okay.
If we are not following the right?
If we were to go on the way we are going currently, we'll only reach parity.
So we're moving at a snail pace.
It's a snail's pace. Maybe just to mention that when we first launched the report as SNG Grant Thornton in 1992, the stats were sitting at, in South Africa, globally, the stats were sitting at 19% for senior, for women in senior roles, right? But today, globally, the stats are sitting at 33.5%. Right? And depending on which report you read, some would say it's 35%. In South Africa in particular, when we started with the tracking, South Africa was sitting at 26%. Today, 42% of women are holding senior positions in South Africa. So we've made
the
progress. And we are comparing very well with the global stats. And again, as just to highlight, this is for mid-tier organizations employing between 50 and 500 people.
Right.
Yeah. So although we are at 42% in South Africa, if we compare it with last year's report, we just increased by 1%. That's not a nice increase, right? And hence I'm saying...
But who is to be held responsible for making that progression? Is there a regulator that blow the whistles to all the private firms? Like, how does it work?
I mean, I think the country's laws and regulations are trying to push us into parity, but I think it's a responsibility for all of us, right?
Okay.
We as women must also take up leadership positions. We must empower ourselves. We must get the right skills so that we can occupy the right seats at the right tables.
Come on.
But at the same time, those who are in power now must be very deliberate about making sure that we uplift women and we give women a chance.
Yeah. Can I just ask why the decision to look at the mid-term businesses, so the medium-sized businesses, and not like your large-scale, bigger enterprises?
When we first launched it, I think it was because it's easier with the firms that are mid-term and aspiring to grow, right?
Okay.
It was easier to track those and to see and to also show them their growth as they grow, to say you are growing, but you also need to make sure that there's diversity, equity and inclusion in your growth, and that's why we honed on the medium-term business.
Okay, but Doc, quick one. Tomorrow it's Women's International Women's Day,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And there couldn't be a better time to release this report. Do we still celebrate such days even though we are not living up to the true meaning why we celebrate women?
I think we should. It's important that we celebrate them, such days, right? Progress is not satisfactory, but in celebrating those days, we need to make sure that we advocate that we still need to be included. We still need to reach the parity. And I think I like this year's themes of the United Nations to say invest in women, accelerate progress. Right? If you invest in women, you will accelerate progress.
I know it in my house.
Yes.
Yes, it's true. Okay.
And notwithstanding that, I mean, by diversity, equity, and inclusion, in diversity we talk about both men and women, and we're not necessarily saying women are better than men, but it has been proven that when you invest in women, you really are accelerating progress.
Absolutely.
Have you guys been able to find, Doc, in the research itself, the reason perhaps it being just 1% growth and perhaps not, let's say 12, that for our country and the uniqueness of our diversity in terms of race as well, that it makes it difficult, especially for women of color, to get into those higher positions, because other countries, it's, I wouldn't say one race, but predominantly one race, whereas with us, you've got different races. And is that what makes it difficult then for there to be that kind of satisfactory growth?
Not necessarily. I think again, by definition, diversity, equity, and inclusion is that we are inclusive of all. And maybe let's get into the equity side of the DE&I.
Right.
On the equity side, we're talking about let's level the playing ground, right? And let's make sure that we remove all the hurdles that might be there, the stumbling blocks that might be there that are hindering this growth. So. It's meant not to be it's to be non-racial and also to be non-sexist by the definition of your DNE as it stands. Yes, maybe just to add that we are doing well. We've seen that just after COVID, we saw an increase in having women in senior leadership, though we saw just 1% increase last time.
Because men decided not to go to offices anymore. We were like, we're working from home. We're all right.
But interestingly, the survey, right, shows us that in women-led organizations, you mostly find hybrid working environments, whereas in men-led, it's in the office.
Yeah, because we're more understanding.
Yes.
Yes. Why must you come to the office if you can work from home?
No, I give it to you. Women can multitask.
Oh, of course.
I resign from that argument. Women have PhDs in multitasking, without a doubt. Doc, is there a drive to conscientize or to ignite the sense of positioning women at the forefront of leadership in corporate? How do we implement that drive?
I think there is that drive. If you check, recently people are talking of ESG, and part of what is measured in your ESG, it would be diversity, equity, and inclusion. But what our report as well advocates that part of the hurdles is that you should not make this DE&I just a by the way thing. Have a strategy to deliberately deal with what you want to do. And we don't necessarily want to say we are chasing quotas, right? Quotas to say, well, let's have a 50-50 in terms of women.
Sure.
But quotas are there to guide us, to say, how are we doing?
Correct.
So in this report, it's very comprehensive, and it's accessible on our website. It's also accessible on our social media platforms. It also not just shows stats, but it deals with what can you do? What can you do practically to try and make sure that we have women dining at the table as well.
My last question, Doc. Don't you think we should come up with, and you're the best person to figure it out, okay? Because you guys deal with numbers. Shouldn't we create like some type of a rebate system for those companies that always finds a way to emancipate women to high senior positions, like the way your BEE score counts will work? Can we not put those systems in place?
I think we can, and I mean the BE scorecard as well tries to do that. It's and maybe where there's also a carrot and a stick, maybe we should do that. But at the same time, I think we as women as well don't just want to be there just to make the number, or just to make sure that we'd like to be. To be part of the conversations, part of the leadership.
Because it's the right thing to do.
Part of making sure that we really progress businesses wherever we are.
You know, I'm excited for the fact that we're having this conversation right now. Yeah, we might not be there, but I want to thank you. Where can we get this report for everybody who's listening to peruse it more in detail?
It's available on our website. When you open our website, that's the first thing you see, grantthornton.co.za.
Your building is too intimidating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm like, I can't afford them. When I pass the Ellis Lane, I always look at the bill. I'm like, this is for people with serious money. So you're saying businesses that employs from
50 to 500 people. This is the report of those businesses that were surveyed between October and November last year.
Unbelievable, man. To anybody that's out there, shout out to you, man, by prioritizing gender equality and ensuring that it's not just some social drive, as Doc has said. It's something that we should be intentional about it. Doc, thank you. And to the rest of your team, you're gonna be look out for me. I'm slightly over 50.
Yeah, you've got like more than 50 just replenishment.
You know what I mean.
You know,
and more than that. So I'm gonna be hitting you up. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is our Chief Information Officer from Grant SNG, Grant Thornton, joining us in the building, Dr. Sathekge. Thank you.